we're talking log splitters here. So this is the super handy 37-ton log splitter. This thing is a beast. Obviously, it can handle firewood just fine, all the good stuff, but we're also gonna dig into some woodworking applications with wood turning, power carving, a lot. Obviously, full review here. Use the timestamps to skip on around. Here you have it, the super handy 37-ton log splitter. So quickly going to show you the assembly. This is how it arrives. I was surprised at how quick we were able to do it. About an hour and a half fully assembled. You will need a hand of someone, especially if you get this giant one. It's pretty heavy, but everything's wrapped really well, tight, no issues, no missing parts. No dents. The shipping process went well, and the directions are pretty straightforward. This is not a really difficult, assembly. You're just putting all the pieces together. Not a lot of bolts. I mean, a ratchet, some wrenches are definitely going to be helpful. I did pull out the impact driver for some of it, but it's pretty straightforward for assembly. And again, just follow those directions. For some of this, you're definitely going to want to wear gloves. There's a lot of grease on those wheels. Definitely, it's got some great lubrication already on there. Make sure that the prop is actually locked in place when you do it. But great wheels. The wheels are really solid. You'll see me towing it around later. Here, one of my sons is helping me getting it set up. It is heavy, so you definitely want a second person, especially if you have the giant 37-ton one. But yeah, everything moved really well. You'll see the full, it in action shortly, but pretty straightforward. The engine was probably the only part of the process that was a little bit difficult for assembly. I mean, you get it on, and a couple of the bolts went in really easy. There's just some tight spaces on the back end, close to that reservoir for the hydraulic fluid, but you figure it out, right? So you just got to thread a couple screws, couple bolts, some washers and nuts, but definitely, have some wrenches and some sockets. But might need someone with some smaller fingers for those back two. But we got bolted on, no problem. Channel lock pliers or any kind of pliers will come in handy for these clamps for the hose. Just connect the hose. Pretty straightforward. That is really, really simple. And then once we hook up the other hoses, make sure you pull the cap out first. One for hydraulic, and one of them there's a slight little gasket that you'll put in there, but pretty simple. And then you're up and running. Well, you actually want to make sure everything is tight and secure, and then you are going to add some fluids, but this is really, really simple. Then just a couple more bolts to add these catchers for the wood. These come in really handy when you're in horizontal mode. Definitely handy, and you'll see that in a second. Of course, you can run the machine in vertical mode. You just flip it up. We'll show that, the whole process a little bit later. Then you're going to add some hydraulic fluid. Make sure you use the right kind. It's very clearly labeled. And then you're off and running. And so it does have that tow hitch, that tow, attachment. And so just a lawn tractor like this will get it going in no time. Obviously, whatever setup you have, but this is a beast, so you're gonna have to have something to tow it. But here we go. Let's jump into the machine. Well, as you can see, it cuts just fine. We'll get into that in the performance, but I want to do an overview of the machine and all the different features. So, what my favorite feature on this one is the height. And so, some of the smaller models that aren't like the 37-ton, it's a lot lower. And so, while you might not need the power for the hardwoods or even the softwoods that you're cutting, the height is definitely something to take into consideration. So I love the height. I never had to flip it into vertical mode, which you certainly could, and we'll show that in a second. But these log catchers were a lot more robust. It handled everything. You'll certainly see that. Really, really simple. Forward, automatic return. It's fast. The return is super fast. So we kept going. Hardly ever did I get anything really jammed up. Some really naughty pieces, but it popped off just like, my experience with other machines. And so, yeah, let's see, it says a 16-second cycle time. We got 24-inch, this one, 24-inch length, which is really, really long. But it's really simple. If you want to, so other features, obviously, if we wanted to take it off the hitch, you could tow this with just about anything. This thing is heavy. So you're gonna have to have, whether it's a lawn tractor, lawnmower with a hitch, you could do, you know, an SUV could certainly do it. But this one is a lot heavier, you're gonna need to do that. So like I mentioned, I prefer just doing horizontal for everything. It's just a lot easier to get everything. There was no bending over, the height was really good. But if you did wanna just plop yourself down, sit and go vertical, just like that. And then you just sit on a log and you go. You roll it over, back and forth. This works, you know, this is how I grew up doing it, always doing vertical, but I really love the log catcher. So this is certainly an option. So you have both options with this unit, but pretty slick, pretty straightforward. Starting this machine is super easy. Just make sure you're switched on, make sure your gas is on. Usually you wanna start with the choke. Got your speed here. So here's a little bit of the vertical log splitting. 99% of what we did was horizontal, but again, this is how I grew up doing it. You know, my grandpa would just be here at the station and all of us grandkids would be bringing the wood. So this works great, especially for really big pieces. You can even go small and do kindling. That's not really what this is intended. You would use like a small axe or a maul to do that, but just showing right here, it works great. Right here I want to show some wood blanks. So we got the pith is that center part. That's what holds most of the moisture. And so if you're going to split these woods for logs, for wood turning or for power carving, you want to split it not down the middle, but you want to go off to the side of that pith. You want to remove the pith completely. And so we got a little bit there, but most of that center part is gone. That's going to prevent splitting. Now, if you're planning to use these for slabs or you want to do some wood turning and you're not going to get to it right away, you want to put some kind of paint on the end to seal that end grain. Anchor Seal is a great product, but just a old latex paint works great. But you got to make sure when you split it, remove the pith. But I think that works really well. The log splitter for creating these blanks works pretty smoothly. Now let's jump into us working this machine 6 hours straight. We have a ton of alder logs, all kinds of knots. Alder's not the hardest wood, but it was still a harder wood than, you know, a softwood like, you know, cedar or fir or pine. And so we just worked in this horizontal mode for about 6 hours. And we ran this machine 6 hours straight. You know, a couple breaks in there. But we cut, you know, probably all together a little over 3 cords of wood. And it worked like a champ, no issues whatsoever. Lots of different techniques for this, but you can see that little tray is really handy. It's just to hold the extra wood, give you a little bit more stability. And so I just think the machine ran so well. Like I mentioned, you know, back problems, not having to bend over, really helpful. Hey, fill it up gas, you know, every once in a while. Those vertical, you know, pouring the sure can ones, those things work amazing. But yeah, we're just splitting away. It's got loads of other features, right? You know, if it gets stuck, you can pop it off. But like I mentioned earlier, it really never got stuck, and we were able to just chew through that wood in no time, and it worked. It worked like a champ. You know, get the cart, get a system. My nephews helped, my kids helped, and we just kind of hauled all that wood. Let's jump in now to show you a little bit more on the machines. So really quickly, I want to show you some of the other options from Super Handy. Yes, they sponsored this video in the sense that I received the machine in exchange for making the video. So take that into consideration. Please do your own research. But pretty amazing machines that they have. And so here you can see a lot of other log splitters that they have. Quite a few. Yeah, look, 5% off your order. Sweet. If you end up making a purchase, consider using our affiliate link down below to help support the channel. But under log splitters, there's a lot of options. There's even an electric version, but you can see what I was mentioning earlier. These are a lot shorter, so you're just gonna have to get lower to the ground, which is fine for a lot of folks, but if back issues are a thing for you, you consider. So we have lots of other options that can handle just about everything you throw at it. Just note that they're not the towing variety, and so get some, this one's an electric power powered one. You know, for me, if you're going to do a log splitter, I think gas is the way to go. You just get the power. I think this 27-ton log splitter would probably meet all your needs. It looks like it's about the same height. Also, you know, this other one. So definitely check these out for the different heights and specs. This is the one that I got, the 37-ton. It's just the biggest one. It's the most powerful, handles all the knots, all that good stuff. So I can take a look here at the website to learn more. I am definitely glad we went with the 37-ton. Obviously, there's the different options, but you know, you just never want to be in a situation where you just don't have the power. And so, like I mentioned, maybe that 25-ton, those comparable ones, pretty beefy, and you can read up on the reviews of those. But this worked like a champ. Again, able to just chew through all of this. This section over here, this took about an hour and a half. Just a quick setup, getting it all, and made a big pile in no time. Now, lots of options for storing. This is actually an upcoming video we have on the channel where we built this really simple firewood storage. And so this is one of the easiest builds. You don't need fancy tools. It's a 1 to 2 day max project. Lots of other applications, not just firewood storage. You can make other outdoor buildings or shelters. And so this one right here holds probably about 3.5 to 4 cords of wood. We didn't fill it up all the way, but here you can just see that transformation. It wasn't there. We had logs. And then, oh, it split. Oh my gosh, it's so magical. Anyway, stay tuned for that upcoming video on that process. You know, we're primarily using this for campfires. We're really fortunate that we don't rely on wood heat like I did growing up, but some great options there, so you can check out that upcoming video.
Well, there you have it. Pretty epic, pretty amazing machine. You'll see this actually a lot more with some other videos coming up. Obviously that wood storage video, it'll show up there, but we're also going to be showing this a lot for the turning blanks for wood turning, for power carving, some other applications. We've got some other logs. We also have some really unique pieces as well that we want to showcase. But yeah, I mean, it held up to the knots. Obviously, alder isn't the hardest wood, but this one is a beast and it can handle just about everything. Probably some of the ones that aren't quite the 37-ton, you could probably get away with it. But again, my favorite feature is just that height, all the features. So take a look at this link right here. It is our affiliate link. If you end up making a purchase, we get a small commission. It's how I'm able to support my family. However, just take a look. Take a look over there at the different options, but no complaints whatsoever. Love this unit, and honestly, the height especially was one of my favorite features. So there you have it. Well, if this video provided any kind of value, consider subscribing. We obviously have a lot of woodwork content, but we do have a second channel, 6-8 Home and Garden, which is going to focus on a lot more, you know, homestead, garden, house projects, some outdoor builds, some gardening, even, you know, chickens, all kinds of different stuff. So check that out to see some exciting stuff coming up later this spring and into the summer. But fun stuff. What else do you have questions for? What would you like to see? Drop in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Take care, and until next time.